people make mistakes about how to go about it. And that's what we want to talk about today. What is the right order to build wealth? Because at times we always think that, oh, you know what? The issue is I have problem with my income or this or that. But the issue is you're building wealth the wrong way. And that's what we want to talk about today. After many years in corporate leadership, investing and building wealth, I've learned one thing. Wealth is definitely predictable. When you follow the right order, most people don't fail because they are lazy. Blessing 101, welcome in. They fail because nobody taught them the sequence, the wealth sequence. They make money, they make money, but never build asset. And they save, but never have cash flow. Let's talk about all of that today. What is the right way to build wealth? Blessing 101, welcome in. How are you today? Welcome in, welcome in. Right. And this is Murad, welcome in. How are you today? Awesome, awesome. And today we're talking about the right order to build wealth because that might be the reason why you're struggling with finances, and that's what we want to talk about here because you're fine. Awesome, awesome. So good to have you. Great, 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 great. A lot of people they make money but never build wealth, right? You make money, never build wealth. They save but never create cash flow. Tony, welcome in, right? They work harder every single day but never create cash flow. And that's what we want to talk about today. Let's fix this. What is the right order to build wealth? What is the right order to build wealth, right? Or is there even an order at all? That's what we want to talk about today, right? I'll be breaking the exact order to build real wealth in 2026 today. Welcome in, Tony. Jeff, welcome in as well. Awesome, awesome. And today we're talking about an important topic because you can be making some decent money. Yesterday, we talked about why high income earners, why are they financially stuck? That's what we talked about yesterday. On Sunday, we did talk about family and finances, money in marriage. And today we're talking about what is the right wealth order, right? So we come here to talk about important topics, things that impact you, impact your pocket, the types of wealth that you should have, the money wealth, the time wealth, the peace wealth, the health wealth, something that covers you as a being. Welcome in my TikTok, my YouTube community and my TikTok community. Welcome in 007, welcome in. That is so amazing. And we're talking about it today. What is the right order to build wealth? Is there even an order at all? Let's tap out the live, share out the live. We try to get to 10,000 taps the first 10 minutes so that we can get as quickly as possible. Also, welcome in. And on my YouTube, welcome in, my dear people right there. How are you all doing today? We're talking about the right order to build wealth. You want to learn this, you want to invite your friends, you want to invite your family here. Just so you don't invite your enemy, because by the time they're done, I tell you, they would love you because everybody wants wealth. Everybody wants to build a legacy, right? And that's what we want to talk about. So subscribe on the YouTube side if you haven't. We try to get to 20 subscribers every time we go live. And of course, we try to get as many followers so that we are making an impact here. Basically, that's what we're doing. All of those, you understand one thing, if all that you do with your income is income comes and you spend it, that's part of the reason why you're not building wealth, right? Because income does not equal wealth. But what is the exact wealth order? What is the exact way to build wealth? That's what we're talking about today. Share out the life. Blessed says, so true. Yes. Thank you so much for that. Let's tap out the live. Let's get to 1,000 as quickly as possible. And if you're wondering how to tap out the live, now that's not for YouTube, right? That's for TikTok. All you have to do on YouTube, my YouTube community, all you have to do is to subscribe. It costs you nothing, but you have a lot to gain. And on the TikTok side, we try to tap out the live. It costs you nothing. Just tap this way. It's just to get us on the FYP as quickly as possible so that it's not for one thing. It's not for financial gain. It's not for anything. It's basically to impact people. And if you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm not Dr. Alias. I am not honorary doctor. I'm not a doctor of medicine. I'm a doctor of business and technology. And I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. Understanding that if all you do with your income is that you're paying bills, it means that you're trading your time for bills, right? And I don't think it's the right way, right? But then what should you do? You get your income, you use it to fund something called asset that gives cash flow, and then that is how you build real wealth, because now you have millions of yourself. Dr. Fatima, welcome in. How are you today? Welcome in. Yeah, so you start building wealth. And today we're talking about the right wealth order, right? Right wealth order. Yesterday, if you missed it, we talked about the what was it that we talked about yesterday? Dr. Lira, remember, right? Yesterday we talked about why are high income earners, why are they broke? And let's share out the life, let's tap out the life, get your daily at me, follow if you haven't followed, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed for the community. So let's talk about this. I tell you, after many years, and trust me, I have been in the corporate world for close to 2 decades, rose to the level of a vice president of technology. Hey, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Ease, welcome in. I thought I also said Eden, welcome in as well. Abdel, welcome in. I'm back. Mohammed, welcome in. How are you? Welcome in. And we're talking about the wealth order, right? I tell you, in the corporate, almost 2 decades now, almost about going 19 years, that I've been working in the corporate space, got to the leadership, investing, own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio, and of course, build wealth, right? I've learned one thing: wealth is absolutely predictable. You have to be intentional about it. It's predictable when you follow the right order, right? And we're going to talk about user welcome in, soft delays welcome in, right? Soros welcome in. We're going to be talking about that order today. Wealth is predictable when you follow the right order, right? And most people don't fail because they are lazy. Understand that it's not because they're lazy, because otherwise the hard workers are actually in the sun and they make the least of the money, right? It's not because they fail because they're lazy. They fail because nobody taught them the sequence. They take the money and they start spending it on bills, right? That's what the society, that's what we were taught. Take your money, fund your life, enjoy the fruit of your labor. But if you do that, you realize that you're not building wealth. It's not working, right? It is not working. So Eve, welcome in. The Q Sammy, welcome in. Soros, welcome in. Let's tap out the life, share out the life as we go and talk about the right way to build wealth, the wealth order. Realtor Gods, welcome in. And my YouTube community, welcome all in. Subscribe if you haven't done that, so that we can get into this. Share out the life, tap out the life, get your daily at me, and let's get into it. Right? You realize that people make money. Right? We talked about the 6 figures, why people get stuck with the 6-figure salary, right? Yesterday, right? People make money, but they never build wealth. So it tells you something: income does not build wealth. When you don't get enough, survival becomes default. Yeah, that's, well, not exactly, because it depends, right? It depends, because when you don't get enough, you need to figure out how to bring it to enough, right? And that's what we want to talk about. So you want to stick around. You want to, Priska, welcome in, right? They save, so you that add some Ifoma, welcome in. Naya, welcome in. Messi, welcome in, right? So the people, you see people make money and then they never build wealth, right? Because you will see basketballers, right? You see basketballers, you see all those soccer players, they get bankrupt, right? So if it's all about money or how much you make, you'd realize that those people should never get bankrupt, right? They make millions of dollars a month, right? So they make money but never build wealth. So income does not equate wealth. Let's establish that. They save but never create cash flow. Cash flow is very, very important, and that's what we're talking about today. They work harder but never get closer to freedom. Think about it. Freedom is here, but then you're doing this income every single month, right? You realize that you're doing paycheck to paycheck, but then you're still not getting the freedom, because the freedom is the goal. Money is just a tool. Thank you all for tapping out the light, sharing out the light, subscribing, following. Let's say if you're a mom who solely has to maintain a house, only pay bills, but that's why we would also talk about that, right? We'll talk about that because I love it. Family is very important to me. Newlands, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you all for tapping out the light, sharing out the light. We're talking about the order, the right wealth order, because that might be the only thing that you need. That might be the thing that you're missing. All right, that might be the thing that we're missing. So share out the life, invite your friends, subscribe, right? They work harder but never get to financial freedom. And that's the goal, right? From earning more to protecting your money, to investing smart, to scaling in cash flow asset. Those are things that we're going to be talking about. The goal is financial freedom. Understand? Goal is financial freedom. Money is just a tool. Why am I chasing? Why am I grinding every day? It is because I want to have financial freedom. But guess what? To make money, what do? You trade your time. When you trade your time, it means that you are losing your freedom. So there seems to be like a conflict. There's an inverse relationship between you looking for freedom, but to get freedom, you need money, right? But then for you to get that money, how do you get it? It means that you have to trade your time, right? That's what is happening. So how then do we try to bring those two things together, right? Income, right? Working, getting your 9 to 5 income, and at the same time gaining financial freedom. That's what we want to talk about, because that is the right wealth order, right? So, and I have my note here. So whenever you see, I'm just referencing to my notes. Full disclosure, Dr. Lina doesn't hold anything back. And subscribe if you haven't done that, so that you can learn. There's so many other things that I get to share here on this space, okay? Because I tend to go off as well. Otherwise, we'll keep going. That's why you see me go back to my notes. So what is the first step? Think about it. It's a flow. Remember, it's an order. The first order is income, earning. That's the first thing, earning. Can we put it in the comment? Can somebody put it in this comment? Q blessed. Thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing the live. Lejiro, welcome in. And my YouTube community, how are you all doing? Let me know where you're connecting from. I know in the YouTube, I always have people from, people from all over the world. India, Russia, all over, right? Iraq, India. Let me know where you're connecting from. Brazil, all of that. Francis, welcome in. All right. Perfect. So the first thing is what? Earning. Can someone earning income? Thank you, Blessed. Earning income. That's the first thing. Earning income. So I am not one of those coaches, wealth coaches that tell you, oh, you know what, your income is bad. Suddenly become an entrepreneur. St. Lucia, wow, Caribbeans, hi. I love to be there. I've been to 22 countries and I have not added St. Lucia to it. So I want to be there. Yeah, so good to have you. Perfect. So think about it. Income is the first thing. That's the first step. There is dignity in labor. Everybody cannot be an entrepreneur, no, right? But you also want to move to the ownership status, right? But the thing about it starts with your income. Always remember that. Starts with my income, right? So the first thing first is, how do you increase your income? That's the first thing. That's the first wealth order. Income, earning, that's it, right? Because except you want an inheritance, the P5, welcome in, right? The P5, welcome in. She's all sorry. Yeah, Morbid. So good to have you. Thank you for the daily at me. Get your daily at me as well. Share out the live, tap out the live as quickly as possible. Bye. Oh, all right. So good to have you. Great. So we're talking about the wealth order, the right wealth order. You want to build wealth the right way, because that might be the reason why you are financially stressed, right? That's part of the reason, and that's what we want to address. Start with your income, because wealth needs fuel. Wealth is your income is your wealth fuel. It starts your starter. Remember, you put fire together, you have to put something, right? Fuel, like the fire, it's the income that starts that, right? And how do you get that? There are different ways you can do this. I always say that the standard way is get a job, right? Go to school, get a skill, and of course, you are trading your time, and then you maybe become a doctor, a lawyer, IT specialist, a teacher, a police officer, whatever, right? Or you can also get a skill. You can become an electrician, an HVAC technician. As a matter of fact, HVAC technicians, they make a lot of money. Yeah, I have a friend that's an HVAC technician, and that guy got 5 houses paid off, right? So do not despise all those. Don't look down on it, right? So, welcome in. Omotolu, welcome in. How are you all doing today? Welcome in. We're talking about the right order, and the step 1 is your earning. The first thing is earning, right? Remember, earning. So first is go to school. Great job, welcome in. Go to school, right? And get a skill and trade that skill for money. Basically, that's the first step. All right. And once you have that, if that's thing, yeah, once you have that, you always think about how can you be diligent on this job, right? Give it your best, right? Let us not be sloppy on it. Do your best at it. It's going to help you with what? Salary growth, right? Thank you so much for the follow, Felly. Thank you so much for that, right? It's going to help you with salary growth. That's the first thing, right? You increase your income because think about it. Reason why the income is important. There's something where I call like this. You will see my hand that always goes like this. This is your income. This is your expenses, right? If your income, the wider this gap is, the wider you build wealth. Income, expense. Darlington, welcome in, right? James, welcome in, right? The gap here. So the income and this is expense, right? This gap here is what helps you to build wealth, all right? And the second thing is our income scale. And this is for, especially for people that are, you know, younger kids, young adults, maybe they're going to college. You parents make sure that you guide your children towards this, right? Whenever they're making career choices, let them choose some careers that's going to help them to build wealth quicker, right? I always tell, especially when I see young adults, I tell them, go and, how much is that career that you want to go into? How much does it pay? Right? Before you go and take a loan, a student loan, or do this, and you say that, oh, you know what, I'm paying 100,000, in terms of to go to school, spend 6 years or to go to school. But then guess what? I am going to be earning 50,000 at the end of the day. What is wrong with you? Right. So first of all, focus on income, right? How much is it going to pay you? Do that for 10 years, from age 20 to age 30. Become a millionaire at age 30, then follow your passion after. It sounds like, oh, I'm not going to deceive anybody, right? Focus on the 30, for age 20 to 30. Let your goal be that, oh, get an high income skill that is going to pay you within, save as much as possible, get to, and this is for young adults going to college and all of it. If you have kids, guide them. Some of the times they don't even know what they're doing. They are doing it because their friend is this or it looks good on paper. Guide them and tell them, what is this cost? What is it going to give you? How much is it going to pay you? Return on investment, ROI. Someone puts in the comments, ROI. Omota, welcome in. Darlington, thank you for tapping out the like. Jackie Rosa, welcome in. Thank you for tapping out the like. If you haven't followed, follow. And we're talking about the right order to build wealth, starting with income. If you are just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. That's what I do, right? Because the goal is financial freedom. TSH, welcome. Share the live, invite your friend, and my YouTube community, subscribe as well. How are you all doing today? So good to have each and every one of us on a Wednesday. Happy Arms Day. I don't know what that means actually. Arms Day. Takwe, welcome in, right? Welcome in. So your income is very, very important. Try to strive a high income. And of course, we've already talked about the young adult that's just going to college. But let's now talk about people in their 30s or your 40s. And you see that, oh, you know what? I'm in a discipline that it's not, that income is not it's not sufficient for my lifestyle. Someone mentioned it earlier, maybe Blessing or mentioned it, when the income is not enough, you are in a survival mode and all of that. There's no well. Yes. So what do you now do with that in that situation? If it's not working, right, you want to make it work. You cannot do the same thing. Gay, welcome in. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. That's the truth of the matter. You cannot do the same thing and expect a different result. So if you want a different result, then you need to, what should I do differently, right? It's either of two things. One is, you get another, you change the career. Messi, AB, welcome in, right? You get another career, basically, or you switch one way or the other. You how do I put it? You pad it up. So I give you my own story. About 14 years ago, I'm an economist and also a chartered accountant, right? Bachelor's in economics, became a chartered accountant. But then when I saw that my counterparts, they were in technology, they were earning more than me, but I was doing more job. We all know if you're in big four or you're all of those, you do more job, but the people in the systems, like the, system compliance and all of those people, you're back on board. That's great. Yeah. So think about it. Those people, they earn more money, right? But you do more work. Do more. Welcome. Think about working as an and working as an are you still, yes, step one? Yes, 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 yes. Talking about earning. Luck, welcome in. So what did I do in my own situation, right? Because I want to look like an ant and eat like an elephant, right? I have my goal. Right. What did I do? Garfield, welcome in. Sion, welcome in. Thank you for tapping out the life and sharing out the life. What did I do? I literally take a certification. I took a certificate under 3 months, under 5 months, got trained and did all of that. Under 5 months, I was able to switch from finance, right? Corporate finance in one of the top 500 companies, from it to oil and gas, and I moved to technology compliance. Guess what? I slashed by my job by almost like 30% of what I was doing. Nurse, welcome in. Eddie, welcome in. Isaac, welcome in. Right? I did that. I was able to increase my income, not slash what my time at work. I also increased my income. Guess how much I increased my income? I say thank you so much for the follow. Industry, welcome in. Guess how much I increased my income? I increased my income by $30,000. Do you have a way one can listen to after? Have the Wealth Building Academy coming in June. In June. So you don't want, yes, coming in June. Be on the lookout for that. I have my cybersecurity expert, director of cybersecurity, AI cybersecurity professor that will be coming. That's already confirmed. I also have, so be on the lookout for that. You'll find the link in my bio. You want to stick around, I will show you. So that is going to be a whole class, a dedicated, see, this is a whole wealth building school, right? Even though we're just doing it for free, that's what this is, right? So you would see it's free. Training is, it's just CSR giving back to the society. That's what this is all about, right? I should clap for myself. All right. And all you can do is follow, tap out the live, share out the live, invite your friends so that we can impact as many people as possible. See, to become a millionaire, it's easy. Yeah, well, I say it, some people do not believe. Still, welcome in. Welcome in. So it starts with your income, and let's keep going on. That's how I increased my income by 30,000. Omotayo, thank you so much for the follow. And back to the person who asked the question, you will find, if you go on my YouTube channel, it's Money Talk with DrLina. There are long form videos that are there as well. That is free, that you can actually utilize, talking about different topics like this on investment, on investing, on income, because there are 4 pillars that I teach. 4 pillars. So you want to follow, stick out so that you can learn the 4 pillars. So today is about the wealth order. That's what today is all about. Wealth order. Yesterday was what our income, why do they still feel broke, right? So subscribe on the YouTube channel, and it's Money Talk with DrLina. Doctor is Dr. Lina is Lina, right? So that's how I increased my income by $30,000. $30,000 on 5 months. And guess what? The certification is even up. The certification did not take more than 5. I mean, it did not cost me. It costed me less than $600, basically. And I got, think about best return on investment. Me, I am all about numbers. I'm a chartered economist, so it tells you numbers, return on investment. So those are ways you can actually increase your income. Think about what is in high demand, what are certifications around it. And as a matter of fact, there are some certifications that you will get for free. Go on Google Coursera, go on Harvard Business School. There are free trainings there that you can learn. Remember, employers, my day job is vice president of technology. I hire people, right? So I tell you, employers are not paying for the degree. Employers are paying for the skill set. Remember that. So go get some certification, and boom, right there, you're going to start. You realize that you start building wealth, because it starts with what? Your income. So our income skill is the second, is the other way, right? When we're talking about your income, salary growth, side income is the other one. So you don't want to take certification. You don't want to do anything. Side income. What are the other side income? You can do what I'm doing right now. You have a skill. What is your employer teaching you right now? What is your employer playing you for? Winnie, thank you for sharing out the live. Thank you for sharing out the live. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for tapping out the live. Thank you for the follow, right? So think about it. Side income is another one. Side income is another one. You can do what I'm doing right now, which is, I'm teaching people, right? You can write ebook. You can do things like rental arbitrage. What is rental arbitrage? Rental arbitrage is basically you rent a place and you rent it, you use it for Airbnb, short-term rentals. You can rent your car on Toro. You can ride Uber. Right? Nobody's looking at you. All you are doing is you increasing your income. And remember, when your income is here, your expense is here. This gap is what builds wealth, right? Let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Follow, subscribe, and do all of that. Tap out the live, share out the live. If you find this helpful, right? If you find this helpful, put one in the comment. Tap out the live. Dogina, welcome in. Winnie59, welcome in. Tap out the live, share the live. The other thing is consulting. You can do that, right? Because you're just basically trying to, and I'm trying to get the battery is going down, so we don't go off. Thank you for sharing out the live, tapping out the live as well. Sharing out the live, tapping out the live. Great. Isaac, Andrew, how are you? User 01, Jose, Kisa, Spade. Thank you all for being here and tapping out the live, sharing out the live. So, and for my people on the YouTube side as well, thank you for sharing out the live, tapping out the live, subscribing if you haven't. So consulting. Another thing is that negotiation, right? We were doing the mid-year challenge, right, in June as well. Mid-year money challenge. We did it in December, just so it can help you to look at your money and start build. What are the things you need to change? Basically, that's cute, Sammy. Thank you for tapping out the live, right? What are the things you need to change? We did it in December for the New Year challenge. We'll be doing mid-year challenge. And part of the things we're going to be talking about is how do you increase your income? How do you increase your income is part of the things that we'll be talking about. So negotiation is part of it. How do you negotiate? Some of those do not even know what we are what. When last did you bring out your resume? Do you have one? You've been in this employment for 15 years. And then you still remain there. I mean, I'm not saying do not remain there, right? But you know what you're what. Think about it. Employers, and I tell you, coming from somebody that has moved jobs like 6 or whatever employers, almost 20 years, right? Multiple places. I tell you, if I'd gone in the normal level, I probably would never have gotten to a position of a vice president. I would never. Because my counterparts would probably, manager, maybe you probably be a senior manager or whatever, right? But one of the things that have enabled me was because I was constantly looking at, okay, what am I worth in another location, right? What am I worth here? What is your resume? Because I always move. It's not like I'm moving. I take my resume and like, okay, what am I worth? Am I worth 150,000 and you're paying me 130,000? Think about it. Let's put in the comments your salary increase as a top performer, exceeding expectation. What are you getting? Exceeding expectation. What are you getting as of today? You're probably going to get a 3% raise, 2% raise. It's a great organization. If anybody gets 5%, let me know. Meet expectation, 1.5%. Below expectation, 0, right? Something of that nature. But for you to move from one employer to the other, you probably get at least, for me to move from one employer to the other, I have to get at least 10% raise. Think about if I do it 3, 4, 5 times. Guess what what has happened? I've almost doubled my income. 50% higher than somebody that is being in one place. Yes, the comfort, it's challenging, but is it encouraged with the job loss and cut off in this? No. So let's pause on that. I'm not saying, but just know your what. Know what you are what, right? So that you at least know that, okay, you know what, I am what this, I am what that. No, I am not going to tell you to start movie at this time. No, no, now is not the time. But at least know your what. Remember, I said negotiation. That's the first thing I said, negotiation. So it's what, that is a good question. Motivation segments, welcome in, and thank you so much for the follow. Right. So, no. But what I'm saying is that because right now it's about the devil that you know, it's better that the angel is coming. So, because it's going to be maybe the first thing, last in, first out, whenever they're doing all of the layoffs and all of that. But this is scenario, right? Everything is happening right now. This is not the typical scenario. But whenever everything gets settled again, always have this, remember this, right? Because I did this in the whole of the boom where everything was, that everything was moving, right? That's when I was able to do that. So wisdom is profitable to direct, but it doesn't stop you from know what you are what out there. And when markets gets better, the thing you can now do is, you can have an idea of what is my what, right? That's one. The other thing is that when the market gets better, you can actually take your, I got the offer. The best thing and your employer would say is, oh, you know what? I cannot afford this. That's it. Take it or leave it. I move on, or I stay here. That's it. Although you need to manage it really well, because that can also impact your loyalty. So you need to know how to handle it. It has to be like a team balance between that, right? And of course, you have to be performing well. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, they would say, what is this one even saying? You are 3 rated, or what's it called? You are below expectation, you expect. But enough of that. Then the other part of it is entrepreneurship. It just helps you have a side also. What are the other things you can do? Charity, love, welcome in, right? What are the other things that you can do? Basically, have a side also. I always say something. One income is close to no income. Asha Ali, welcome in. One income is close to no income. So you want it to be like you at least you basically have something on the side. Right? That's why we talked about emergency fund yesterday, right? We talked about the 4-account system. Rachel, welcome in, right? We talked about the 4-account system. Emergency fund was very key, right? No income, one income is close to no income. So you want to have that piece of impact your peace wealth. Again, welcome in. How are you doing today? Awesome. And we're talking about the 4 type. We're talking about the wealth order, right? And it starts with your income. Opa, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in today. And my YouTube community, how are you all doing today? Subscribe if you haven't done that. Philo, welcome in. Share the live. Thank you so much for the follow, Philo. All right. So the first thing is your income. That's the first, we're talking about the right wealth order. Your income comes first. Mark, welcome in. Thank you for tapping out the live, sharing out the live. Let's get into 10,000 as quickly as possible. Share out the live. I am well. So good to have you. So good. Tapsa, welcome. Ramon, welcome. Number one, the second thing is what? Second thing is protect. Build your financial foundation, right? Income. Remember, the first thing is income. Can somebody put it in the comment? 1 is income. 2 is protect. 1 income, 2 protect. Can we put it so that I can pin it for everyone that is just joining? 1 is income, 2 is protect. Let's put it in the comment. Thank you so much. Yeah. Then number 2 is protect. Thank you, Blessed. Thank you so much. Then 2 is protect. Build your financial foundation. So how do you protect? Build your financial foundation. Right? Build your financial foundation. What does this mean? This is where a lot of people fail. So you can do well with your income. You can be earning 500,000. You can be earning 300,000. You can be earning 50,000. If you don't fix your foundation, and I'll come with this, it's just like a house, right? Your foundation. Have you ever seen somebody build a house that stands without a solid foundation, right? If you don't have a solid foundation, it's going to crumble. And that's part of the reason why some people struggle when it comes to their finances, okay? So, and what is the financial foundation? What does it simply mean? Your emergency fund, right? 3 to 6 months of your income. So it's your emergency fund is basically your basic needs. What does basic need mean? Needs means your rent or your mortgage, so your housing, your groceries, feeding, right? Then and of course your what's the last one? Utilities, light on, right? All of those things. Those are four things. Here I did not talk about. Remember, I did not talk about shoes. I did not talk about purse. I did not talk about, all of those kind of things. Those are wants, right? These are four things because if there's loss of income, you're not going to be talking about shoes. You won't go to Macy's, no perfumes. We're not talking about that, right? We are talking about your basic need that keeps you alive. Johnny, welcome in. Jody, welcome in. Tony, welcome in, right? Those are the things that we are talking about. All right. And thank you all for sharing the live. And sorry, guys, I need to get this on the. I don't know why it's not charging. I need to get another charger so that we don't go off. Give me 1 second, guys. Not sure. Adam, welcome in. Opal, thank you all for tapping out the live. Guys, give me 1 second. Not sure why it's not charging. All right, sorry about the light. That's my box light. Just so, yeah, thank you so much for the for sticking around, and sorry for the interruption. And for my YouTube community, how are you all doing? Let me know where you're connecting from. So, emergency fund, that's for you to protect. It helps you to have your safety net. Basically, that's what it is. Your safety net. What does this mean? In a case there's a job loss, there is an emergency, there's an health, whatever. Life is just life and whatever, right? All of those things are happening. What happens? You have your emergency fund, right? That's basically what it does. It protects you. So I was saying that there are four things, right? Those basic needs of life, not wants. Basic needs: your transportation, your housing, your food, groceries, and of course your utilities. Those are the four things, right? And you're going to have that amount, right? Multiply it by 3 or 6 to 6 months. So start 1 month. That's what you start with. Start with 1 month, then move it to 3 months, then move it to 6 months. What does this mean? So if you're all of those four things, if they amount to $2,000 a month, right? I know it's more than that, right? I wish it was $2,000. Yeah, but if it's, let's say $2,000, it means times 6 months, it means that you need to have like $12,000, right? 3 months, that means you have to have like 6,000. 6,000. A month is 2,000. Not hearing clearly. Anybody having the same issue? You guys are not hearing me? You guys hear me? Please put 1 if you can hear me. If you cannot, put 1 if you cannot hear me. Let me know. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? So 1, okay, you can hear me. 1. Okay, so blessed, maybe you can reconnect. Okay, you can hear me. Perfect. Yeah, maybe you need to reconnect. Thank you all. Thank you so much for confirming. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Thank you all. Really appreciate that. Awesome. So blessing, bless one. I think you can, maybe you just need to come back in. That might just help, right? That might help. But it's so good to know that. But thank you so much, guys, for confirming. Opal, thank you. Thank you all for tapping out the light, sharing the light. Thank you for subscribing my YouTube. We're talking about the wealth, the wealth order, the right wealth order. The first is income. Second is protect, right? Protection is the next layer, right? Emergency from 3 to 6 months, right? Those are 4 things. Multiply it by, start with 1 month, right? Then think about it and you put it in where you put it in an high yield savings account. High yield savings account is basically a regular account but give you 3 to 6 give you 3 to 5%. So like a Capital One give you 3.3%, a Vero gives you like 5%, Sapphire give you like 4%. I talk about this every single time, so just simply check best IU savings account, and that's where you put that emergency fund in there. The reason why you put it in an IU savings account is because you eat protection. It has to be there. Grace, welcome in, right? It has to be there. It has to be available for you whenever you need the money in case of an emergency. But guess what? Every dollar needs to work. So your money should be working harder than you do. That's what this means. It's very secured. I want to believe so. Yes, it does. It is. It is. Check online, Grace, right? It's just check and look at the review. It's secured, but it all depends on you, right? If you want something that is, just like your Bank of America, Chase, or Wells Fargo, then just do Capital One, 3.3% right there. You're not growing your money, but inflation is not eating. And as a matter of fact, inflation grew to 3.8% now. Remember, it was 3.3% before, now it's 3.8%. So it means that you are losing your money at 3.8%. Yeah, so it means that you have to hedge against it. You now have to have something that is higher than 3.8%, otherwise you're losing money. The fact that your money is sitting in the bank, you lose it, right? Messy. Yes. Scott Suom said yes. How are you doing? Welcome. How are you doing? All right, thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live. Let people come learn how to build the right order to build wealth. Okay, so let's go. Then number one is your emergency fund. So protect income. Then we go to protect. The next thing we did protect. How do you protect your emergency fund? Two is you have it in an IU savings account, growing. Shola, welcome in, right? Growing in an IU savings account. You want to know everything about IU savings account, use your Google, check top IU savings account in May 2026. You find it right there. Read your review. Make sure it's FDIC insured so that your money is fully protected. In a case of, bank goes down or whatever, you get your money back fully, 100%, right? And read your reviews. Remember, it's protection. Protection comes first. Then the other thing is insurance basics. Make sure that you have your insurance in place, your auto insurance, your life insurance, all of the different insurance. You want to ensure that you have that, right? That is part of the wealth order that people get to miss, right? When you have all of this, it's going to give you some financial peace, right? It might be the reason why you are financially stressed, even though you are making decent income. The other one is eliminate bad debt, right? This is very, very, very important. Eliminate bad debt. What is this different type of debt? So if there's bad debt, that means there's also good debt, right? Yes, there is also good debt. There is bad debt. Bad debt is any kind of debt that you are involved in that would take money from you. Good debt puts money into your pocket. So bad debt is you put money on liabilities. Liability takes something from you, depreciating lifestyle liability, right? That car, that's a liability. It takes money from you. Aside the fact that it's depreciating in value, Mighty Jet, welcome in. Aside the fact that it's depreciating in value, you also take it to car dealership. It's taking money from you, right? That's basically that shoe, right? If you wear the Louboutin shoe today, right? How many in another 1 year can you take it back and say that the price has gone up? Hell no, right? It's depreciating value, right? That Chanel bag, right? Those are liabilities. But what are assets? Assets will put money in your pocket. So property, right? You buy a real estate. Real estate always appreciates in value. As a matter of fact, it doubles its value at least worst case 10 years. Every 10 years, it doubles in value. You put your money in ETF, in stocks, it appreciates in value. Those are assets, right? So those are good debts. So you can take loan and buy a property, right? Get a mortgage, buy a property, and that property appreciates in value. Those are good debt. But the ones that we are eliminating is bad debt. All those credit cards, interest, any debt that you have that is above 10%. So think about all those credit cards. 1%, 15%, 27%. Those are taking money away from you. As a matter of fact, in the order of investing, you start with your income. Then after your income, you have your 1 month of emergency fund. Then you tackle every high interest debt. After you have tackled anything above 10%, right? That is when you can start investing. A lot of people make that mistake. Make income and jump straight to investing. No, right? It means that you're losing money if that's what you're doing. Because if your credit card is at 27%, and when I say credit card, I'm not saying do not use credit card. I'm just saying that your credit card should be paid within the billing cycle, right? Within that billing cycle, so that you are not paying interest, right? If it goes beyond the billing cycle, then you'll be paying interest on it. Basically, that's what you're doing. So what you do is income, your fund, because that's the level of protection, pay the high interest debt, right? Then the next thing is investing. You don't have any business in investing if these ones have not been taken care of. High interest debt, and of course your your emergency fund of 1 month. Then after that, you now do your 3 months, then 6 months. That is the flow. Okay, that's the flow. All right, and tap out the light, share out the life. If you are just meeting me, I am Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, helping you turn your 9 to 5 income into real wealth. That's what we talk about here. And of course, today we are talking about the right wealth order, right? Starting with what? Income. Now we are on protect emergency fund. 2 is IU saving, put it in an IU savings account. Insurance, have your insurance in place. Eliminate bad debt. That's what we talked about here now. And the next thing is the one that a lot of us struggle with: budgeting and discipline. I know whenever we hear budgeting, everybody runs away. But budgeting is not a trap, right? It is not. It's just a guideline. It's just you giving your money clarity. And if you want to, as a matter of fact, I don't even talk much about budgeting here. I talk about the 4 account system instead of you putting it on paper, because some people budget and they deviate from the budget totally. So instead of doing that, I will tell you execute the budget, which is the 4 account system. As your money comes in, open the 4 accounts, automate it such that every single paycheck, as your paycheck is coming in, automate to your emergency fund. Automatically, the money goes in there, lands there. You have taken care of the 1 month or 3 months or 6 months. Automatically fund the bills account. You already know your bills is $3,000, right? $3,000, blessed one, welcome in, right? Fund that one as well. Automatically fund your income account. Then fund your wealth account. Automatically let it fund your 401k, your Roth IRA, your HSA, health savings account, and of course, let it have your brokerage account done before some other people, before the African tax and all of those taxes that comes. I'm not talking about government tax. I'm not talking about IRS. Please pay your IRS first, otherwise you find yourself in jail. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. But when your money, have you realized something? The money, you don't give direction, it will give itself direction. That's what execution of budgeting, right? I take it one level up. Execution of budgeting, that's what it helps you to do. Budgeting. And that's the least of the last thing, right? When we're talking about protect, that 4 account system that I just talked about. 4 account system, and set it, automate it. Trust me, you have a peace of mind. Goals-based planning versus cash flowing planning. Exactly. You have your goal, which are high yield savings interest are good. So Capital One is good if you are one person that just like the traditional bank, right? You are very traditional. Guys, tap the like. Thank you so much. Kissa Bleach. Thank you. I hope you followed as well, right? Thank you for tapping out the like, sharing out the live. And I will put that right there. Let's tap out the life, right? Whenever we come to finance, everybody wants to learn. We are locked in with our pen, but tap out the life, because guess what? More people are going to learn. Let's not be selfish. You are blessing people when you share out the life. Do those go popular. Get your daily at me, and of course follow and do all of those kind of things. Bless. Look at the gift gallery and see whatever you can. However, because those are the things that tells the algorithm that you are finding this valuable, and that is how you give back. I am doing a CSR right now, corporate social responsibility, giving back my own knowledge, sharing. That's what I'm basically doing, right? Because the more you will not have my own millions, I will not have your own millions. So why not share what's the gatekeeping all about? Some people would gatekeep and die with it. Doesn't really matter. Now you have learned this. It's blessing. It's not going to bless you alone. It's going to bless your children, because there's a lot of financial gap when it comes to financial literacy gap, because it's not in the school curriculum. So we teach ourselves, especially in a community, we teach ourselves. All right, so let's tap out the live, share out the live, repost. Thank you so much for doing that. repost, share the live, follow if you haven't followed. Oh, thank you so much for the eating the gift gallery as well. And the Go Populars also help. Thank you for the daily at me. That is absolutely helpful. Those activities and engagement when you say something, those are the things that tells the algorithm that, oh, you know what, I am, this life is life. Like, we should push more people from the FYP. All right. So in terms of protect, step 2, one is your income. Step 2, protect emergency fund, IU savings account, insurance basics, eliminate bad debt, keep the good debt, budgeting and discipline. Let's be disciplined. Let's delay the gratification, right? There's nobody you're not impressing anybody. You're not impressing anybody. You're not, how do I put it? You're not impressing anybody. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to pay your bills, right? Nobody's, you're welcome. You're welcome. I am happy. So, you want to know how to thank me? Tap out the live, share out the live, do the Go Populars, all of those things that is going to help us push this, because when I had more value, that's how I am being thanked, right? When I had more value, people learning this, that's how. Follow if you haven't. Go on my YouTube as well. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. On Instagram, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Rivana, how are you? It's been a minute. How are you doing? We're talking about the right order to build wealth. That is what we're talking about today. So awesome. That's absolutely amazing. So let's go to the next one, right? Let's go to the next one. And of course, I have my note right in front of me, just so I make sure that we are on track and I'm not pushing stuff away. I'm not missing anything. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. So having said that, I did talk about the 4-account system again. Hey, Ravenna, how are you doing? So good to have you here. So good to have you here. So we're talking about the wealth order, the right wealth order. For those that are just joining, start with your income. 2 is protect. And if you miss the one in between, we can always come back to it. I want to just quickly go right next to the next one. So the next thing is, as part of your protect, that 4-account system is very key. If there's anything that you're going to take out of this life, is you see that 4-account system that I mentioned earlier. Those 4 accounts, Rosie, welcome in. Those 4 account system, at least do that, right? Do it for 3 months and see how your finances changes. Do it for 3 months, 3 or 4 months, right? And see how your finances change. Thank you for tapping out the live. Let's power tap, let's power share one more time. Let's press the forehead. Power share, do Go Populars. Let's do it. Can we do that? Power share, power tap. Let's do that. Go Populars and all of that. Let's do that so that we can get it. In case of people, you see the daily ranking. That's how we know the daily. That's the result of this live. That's what you see right here. For those that are new, I am also very new on TikTok as well. And I'm just also learning all of this, right? So that's why I keep, just so we can get more people in here, because that ranking is what pushes more people in here. All right, so great. So get the 4-account system, right? 4-account system. Bills, right? And somebody puts it in there. Bills, your emergency fund account, your investing account, and of course, so your bills account, emergency account, funds account. Yes, so bills, emergency fund account, your income account, which is what everybody has. And these are literally different accounts, and your investment account, right? Those are the 4 accounts, right? If somebody can put everything together, bills, investment account, your emergency funds account, and of course your income account where money goes into, that would be great if you can just put it together so I can pin it up there. Thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for Majestic Truth, welcome in, and thank you for the follow. Thank you for, if you haven't followed, look around, check if you click on it and follow, so that there's so many other. Before wealth comes stability. Thank you, Rivana. Thank you so much for that. And those are the 4 accounts. Do it for 4 months or 3 months and see how this is. And you set automation, right? Such that the bill, once income comes in, all of you are just distributing it automatically, right? Distribute. you would see that your income would be different. Natasha, welcome in. Titi Unique, welcome in. And thank you all for sharing the live, inviting your people over here, tapping out the live, sharing out the live. So let's go to we're talking about the Mysterio Fifuna, welcome in. We're talking about the right order. Now we are on step 3. Step 3. Who wants to know step 3? 1 if you want to know step 3. As we are tapping out the live, if you welcome in, put 1 if you want to know step 3. Step 1 is your income. Step 2 is protect. Put 1 if you want to know step 3. Put 1 if you want to know step 3. Okay, Rivana, Opal, Kisa, Amy, Grace, O1, J and Bishop, Wam, Josie, Majestic, K, User. How are you all doing? We want to know about what's the next step, right? In the wealth order. Income, right? It starts with your income, then it goes to protect. And 3, what is the next one? Next one, put 1 if you want to know the next one. And let's tap out the light, share out the light. Put 1 if you want to know the next one. Next order of wealth building. Put 1. Fifi, welcome in. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome in. Great. So the third thing is invest, right? Thank you for tapping out the live. The third thing is invest. And of all that, remember, there is protect, is invest, right? This is simple investing. I talk about simple investing here. We don't do, I lost, and let me tell you a little bit of my story. I lost 99, it's almost like $99,000, almost $100,000. And you want to hear the story. How did I lose this money? I lost it in a thrill. I lost it to options trading. I lost it to day trading, and I lost it to penny stocks. That's how I lost it. Maya Lista, welcome in, and thank you all for tapping out the live, the follow and sharing out there. Coach Mary, welcome in, right? Welcome in, everyone. Sean Hunter, welcome in, everyone that is coming in, right? We're talking about the wealth order, the right wealth order, right? Make it's basically the simple. Oh yeah, Grace. Yeah, how is that going for you? I lost money close to like $100,000. That's about 6 years ago. That's when I lost that money, right? Yeah, yeah. I don't do it. I don't do it anymore. If you want to learn how quickly to lose money, I can tell you that's number 1 way. Stock, what's it called? So, but investing, I talk about simple investing because I'm too busy. I have too many things on my plate. I'm a professor. I teach AI cybersecurity. I'm a vice president of technology. I do social media. I'm a mother. I have family to run, and I manage and I own double-digit real estate portfolio. So it tells you it's okay to lose sometimes. It makes you learn. Yes, absolutely. Trust me. That's why I can tell my story today. And that's part of the reason why you can listen to me, because at times when you do not go through something, you cannot. I mean, if I tell you that do not do that one now, you would listen to me, right? But if I'm just telling you because I read it somewhere, you would say, oh, you've not experienced it. So I know the pain of losing that. And that's part of the reason why I'm talking what I'm talking, right? So I teach simple investing. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's what simple investing, as Grace said, ETF. Basically, ETF. But let's talk about the breakdown. In terms of investing, this is that fourth account, the wealth account. What does investing? Whenever I talk about investing, now we're talking about the stock market, right? Basically, it's broken into 4 things that I will talk about. Your 401k, your IRA, they charge 0.02%. So it's pretty minimal. It's almost like nothing compared, right? 0. You have your 401k, you have your Roth IRA, you should have that. You have your brokerage account, and of course, you have your HSA. Those 4 are the investing accounts you should have. 4 investing account. Roth IRA, if somebody can put it there, 401k, Roth IRA, brokerage, right? And HSA. HSA is health savings account, right? 401k, Roth IRA, if somebody can put it so that I can pin it. 401k, Roth IRA, brokerage, and of course, I'd really appreciate HSA. Yeah, HSA is health savings account. Health savings account, right? So we're talking HSA is it's a triple advantage account. Triple advantaged account. That's what it is. You are not, when you put your money in there, you're not, yeah, thank you so much, Rivanna, for putting it there, and I'll pin it right here for anybody that is coming in. This just helps. And please connect with Rivanna as well. Is a quality person, engaging and doing all of that. One, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the family. Kagiri, welcome in. Kagiri, wealth. Yeah, wealth. We're talking wealth today. Oma, welcome in. So these are the accounts when it comes to your wealth that you should have. The investment account, right? Remember, those ones are bank accounts. These ones are investment accounts that you should have, right? So the investment account is where you put your money and it grows. Bank account just sits there, you know. Omar, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome to the family, right? So those are, so 401k, Roth IRA, and you are going to, this is how your money grows, right? Because if you leave your money in the bank, as a matter of fact, I think my video today is all your money in the bank, all that you're getting in a Bank of America, all that you're getting is the 0.01%, right? If anybody gets anything higher, please, except you put it in an IU savings account. A regular traditional bank savings account, you get 0.01%, right? Put what you get from your bank. Let me know. Put it in the comments. 0.01. But then if you want to, it means that your money is not growing because inflation is at 3.8% now. It means the rate at which you are losing money, right? The economy, it's outside of your control. Okpayemi, welcome in, right? The rate at which you're losing your money is at 3.8%, but you're only 0.1%. Even though they are lending your money is not sitting there off your money. Royal Rose, welcome in. They are making money off your money, but you are losing a lot, right? Right there. Okay. So what then do you do? Okay, let's tap out the live. Let's share out the live. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's share out the live. I know we are all locked in, but let's share out the live. That's how the algorithm knows that you find this live valuable and you follow, you love it right here. Tap out the live, share out the live, follow if you haven't followed, get your daily admin, and of course, do your Go Populars as well. That will be, and look at the ad gallery, the gift gallery, that helps as well. Wemi B, welcome in. How are you doing today? Welcome in. Thank you so much for doing all of that. So think about, what was I saying? Your investment account helps you grow your money. Investment account helps you grow your money. Basically, that. Emmy, so much for the follow. Welcome to the family. Right. So it helps you grow your money. Mayalistic, thank you for tapping out the live. So you want to hedge against the 3.8 inflation. It was 3.3, but as of today, it's 3.8. So it means that the economy is getting worse, right? That's what it means, simple fact. So it means if you don't understand inflation, inflation simply means you take your $100, right? Last year, what you were able to buy, if you take that $100, it's going to be less than 3.8%, right? So it's going to be like 70, it's going to be like 90, what's that? 96.7. It's 96.2 dollars. That's what it means. That's how you're losing your money. Flash, welcome in. How are you? That's how the rate at which you're losing your money. Okay. So how then you hedge against inflation? It's something called, you have the IU savings account, which is just emergency fund. But then you also have your investing. That's how you grow your money. You don't just hedge against inflation, you grow your money through this method, right? So, and these are, I mentioned 4 accounts. 401k, we all know 401k. That's going to be, please, if you're joining from Canada or you're joining from the UK, let me know what that is in the UK and in Canada, in Africa. Let me see the comment. If you are in the UK, it's just your basically retirement funds, basically. Now, there's the Roth IRA. So it is not deduct tax. They don't deduct, it's not tax at source. but it's taxed when you want to take the money out, right? At the distribution time, right? That's when it's taxed. Then you need to have your Roth IRA. Sean, thank you so much for the phone. Welcome to the family, right? The second thing is your Roth IRA. And you understand the reason why I asked for this. These two, they are both your retirement. They are for your future, right? They help you grow your money now so that you don't make your children your retirement plan. And you're also not waiting on Social Security that might never be at our own age. Yeah, so that's what you to do. So you are already J and Bishop. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the family. Right. So think about it. So you're basically for your future, your 401k. Now you say you have 401k. So why can't I also have a Roth IRA? Right? Why do I need two platforms? Right? Why not just 401k? They had set two different things. 401k, it's pre-taxed, so it's not, they take the money before, it's not taxed, right? Then Roth IRA, it's going to be taxed now, but whenever you're taking the money out, it's not going to be taxed. Then you're wondering, so does it really matter? Yes, it matters. Roth IRA is a tax advantage account. 401k is not, right? Because think about it, you put in 100,000 and the money grows to 1 million. By the way, yes, the money does grow to 1 million. Yes, right. That's the power of compound interest. If you just put it in S&P 500, growing at 14 to 15% every year for the past 10 years, for the past 30 years, it's done 8 to 12%, right? That's what it has done. You'd realize that if you leave it for 20, 30, 40 years, that period, you will get to that $1 million status. If $1 million, even with just $100,000 that you put over time, basically, that's what it does. That's the power of compound interest. So the second thing, but think about it. It grows, your 401k grows to 1 million. In the Roth IRA, it's taxed from the source. It grows to $1 million. When it's time for you for distribution after half, right, or 65 or 67 retirement, you get 1 million with Roth IRA. With 401k, it's going to be taxed within your tax bracket at that time. So if you are 20% or 15%, you're going to get $800,000. Right? So it means that even though you are not paying taxes now, right, at the end of the whole thing, you are probably paying more taxes, right? But with Roth IRA, you are paying taxes on what you are putting in. You are not paying capital gain tax, not paying extra on the growth. If the growth grows to 5 million, it is your money. That's all that you get. So you know you can control this, but this one you cannot, right? So that's and how do you now do the distribution, right? For your 401k, you have your 401k. I always say that if you're employed, so you should ask that, so why not just Roth IRA then? Why should I invest in 401k? The reason why you should have your 401k, one is that it forces you to invest, because that's the number one thing. That's most of the time, this is the only thing that people have. But then the other part of it is that you're getting free money, because a lot of times your employer would match. So always remember, I always say something, always match, the max that you're doing is what your employer matches. If your employer matches 6%, do 6%. You don't have a business in doing 10%. You are just doing 6%. And then when it comes to then Roth IRA, all you can put it is $7,500. So there's a limit on what you can put in every single year, $7,500. That is $625 every single month, $212.50 every paycheck if you are paid every 2 weeks. Joe, welcome in. How are you doing today? We're talking about the right wealth order, and we are on invest right now. So you are maxing out the $7,500, and then you are maxing it out to what your employer is matching. 6%, 3%, that's the business that you are. It's just a match. That's what you are enjoying with the 401k. Then you take it to the Roth IRA, right? That's the two accounts. These two accounts, you do not have any, is for your future. You cannot take it out now. It's controlled. If you take it, anything be earlier than 59 and a half, you are going to get some penalties on it. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Let's tap out the live. I know we are locked in. I know we have our pens, but let us tell the algorithm that we are liking it, we are loving it here, because we are not dropping the numbers and not dropping it. It's actually going up, so more people can come and learn. Thank you all for doing that. Let's power tap. Can we get it to, let's get it to, if every one of us, let's get it to If we are all tapping, we should get to 15,000 as quickly. Soft Deluxe, thank you so much for doing that. We should get to as quickly to 15,000 as quickly as possible. Sean Hunter, thank you so much for doing that. Really, really appreciate it. And everyone tapping out the live, thank you so much for doing that. Share the live as well. You don't know how to share, press the forehead right in the screen, not your own head. Amazing. You're going to thank yourself later. Then the third one is you also have your HSA. HSA, a lot of people miss HSA, and comes from your employer. HSA is health savings account. Nick, welcome in. How are you doing? Labi, welcome in. Thank you for sharing the live, tapping out the live. Thank you for the follow as well. If you haven't followed, there are so many things to gain than to lose, right? So check if you haven't followed. That's what it means. Check if you haven't followed so that you can tap out the follow. I don't want anybody miss anything. Fashion design, welcome in. How are you doing? So what was the third thing? HSA is your health savings account. A lot of people, we don't talk about this. You see the way Roth IRA, is a tax advantage account. HSA is a triple tax advantage account. It's not taxed when you put the money in. It's not taxed on the growth. It's not taxed when you're taking the money out, basically. But it is basically for your health, right? You can use it for copay. You can use it for medication at old age as well. And as a matter of fact, it is being invested, so it is growing, right? It is for you. It is more with high deductible account. Check if you can do it yourself and all of that. It's something that you have. Sadu, welcome in. You and everything that I'm saying right here. Look at the equivalents, because I know that it's not just Americans that we have here. We have people from all over the world, right? If you're in the UK, ISA is the equivalent of Roth. If you're in Canada, TFSA is the equivalent of Roth, right? You want to take advantage of that because those are very good investment vehicle. That's why I have everyone for each of the different countries right there, right? So you want to make sure you take advantage of that so that in future, at your retirement, your future self can thank you that, oh, you did well, okay? You did well, and clap for you as well, right? Basically. Emmy, welcome in, and thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live. Awesome. So that's the other account. So 401k, Roth IRA, broke, then the other one, the HSA, and then the one that, so all of this is for future, is for health, is for, so which one is for today? You know, that vacation, I want to grow more money, I want to go on vacation, I want to buy nice shoes. How do I still put money, you know, delay the gratification and grow money? It's called something called your brokerage account. So you can just open an individual brokerage account as well, where you're simply buying ETFs, right? I don't talk about individual stock. I talk about ETFs right here. Reason is that I have seen that it works. So how do you open this account? Just there's in the US, you have Fidelity, you have Schwab's, you have Robinhood, you have Vanguard, you have Ameritrade. In the UK, you do have Trading 212. In Canada, you have Wealthsimple, and then there's another Quest Trade or something. That's another one. In Africa, you're in Nigeria, there's Stanbic IBTC. There is Investment One. There is Bamboo, right? All of those, any of those. Emina, welcome in. Those are different ways. Open that account, right? Basically, it costs you nothing. It's just like your bank account, but this is your investment account. It's your growth or the wealth account that's going to grow your money. Basically, Prince. Welcome in. Welcome in. And thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live, and of course, following if you haven't done that. We're talking about the right wealth order. That's what we're talking about today. Awesome. So, having said that, Angela, welcome in. How are you doing today? So then what do you buy in this investment account that you open? You buy ETF. What is ETF? You know, you're just new to university. ETF is just exchange traded funds. It's a fund, right? It's just basket of stocks. So instead of you saying you are betting on one stock, you are betting on multiple stocks. Remember, whatever is either you are gambling in the stock market or you are gambling, you know, on the street of Las Vegas, right? But then there's one that is very, very intelligent. There's the one that is smart. There's the one that will help you grow your money and you don't lose your money, which is in the stock market. But you just have to be wise whenever, and not gamble like I gambled my money to options trading, day trading, and penny stock, losing close to 100,000, 99.9 whatever, $1,000 6 years ago. So, and that's how I learned this strategy using ETF. As a matter of fact, how did I come about ETF? So when I lost money, I figured that, okay, there has to, not investing is not an option. Not investing is not an option. So what should I do? How do I invest it to welcome in, right? How do I still invest without losing money? Understanding that if you go and check right now, as of today, and see where does the multimillionaires and the billionaires, where they put their money, you would see that investing in the stock market is one of it. Cash and cash equivalent, just like your emergency fund, is one. Then two is, there's also the smart thing. Then the three is real estate. And I took that, I ran with that. When they asked Warren Buffett, you can go and check him. He's a multi-billionaire, and they call him the Lord of Investing. He's the owner of Berkshire Hathaway, right? And then they asked him, which stock should we buy? He said, why are you picking and choosing, right? Why are you stressing yourself? Simply buy index funds, buy ETFs, basically. And that's how I came into that, because like I said, I always say that if you cannot do the same thing and expect a different result, right? You want something different, you do it differently. So I learned from the people that have already become a multimillionaire, because at that time I was aiming to become a multimillionaire, right? And that really helped me to get to that category of people, right? To that place, because it has really helped me not to lose money buying individual stocks. Now, using this strategy, simple ETF, exchange traded fund, a basket of stocks. Don't let anybody deceive you. It's just basket of, instead of individual stock, basket of many stocks. So I give you one that is very popular, S&P 500, top 500 company in the United States, top, right, per time, at point in time. So every 3 months or every 3 months, they are being reviewed based off of their financials, their income, their assets, their liabilities, their goodwill, all of those things, right? Litigation, all of those things is what goes, income, expenses, performance in general. That's what they use in determining if they still remain as the part of the top 500 companies. So if you fall in that quarter and you become 50, and they boot you to 501, right? Another company gets into there. So it's a race. So whenever you're putting your money, you know that you're putting your money in the top 500 quality companies, right? So you're putting, and how do you buy it? You can buy it with $1. Gone are the days when people would say, oh, you know what? I don't have money. That's no more excuse for me. Use another excuse. Why am I not investing? It's because I don't want to invest, right? Not that I need a lot of money. With $1, you can start investing, right? Just stay consistent with it, but don't do $1, because of course you would do more than that. You're going to stop some things, some lifestyle, and you would be able to invest that money. So open the account, right? Fidelity, Robinhood, buy ETFs. Buy the ETF. Start with the S&P 500. There are many of them, right? There are many of them. It's the only thing that differentiates is, top 500 company, top 1,000 company, energy company. You can decide to buy the entire US stock market. You can say that I don't love the US stock market. I want to buy the international market. You can say that, I want to buy the Nigerian market. I want to buy the Egyptian market. I say, welcome in. How are you doing? Welcome in. So good to have you. Yeah. So, you just want to basically anything. You want to buy energy. You want to buy whatever you want to buy. Just a basket. You can decide to buy real estate. Winner Paula, welcome in. How are you doing? Right? You can decide to buy the basket of anything. You're good. Awesome. So good to have you. Right. So, and that's it. That's S&P 5. That's ETF. Simple. Yeah. S&P 5. I have the brokerage, but I'm able to buy S&P. Why not? Why not? Which brokerage do you have? Rivana. Which brokerage? And I believe you've been here because you are MDL, you are part of the $1 Million League, right? You've been here. What is holding you? What is holding you? Put it in the comments so that we can whoop you right now. I'm just kidding, but right? We need to get execute. So why you not buy? Just simply buy VOO. VOO is one of the S&P 500. So there are three that I talk about. VOO, there's VOO, that's the ticker symbol. There's IVV and there's SPY. Those three, right? SPY, IVV, those three, right? The difference between them, both of them track S&P 500. The only difference between them is this one is VOO is Vanguard. Remember Vanguard. IVV is BlackRock. those are investment houses. Those are fund managers, right? Then the last one, SPY, that's State Street. Those are investment houses, right? Fund managers. They are the ones that are managing it. But the Gifted Life, welcome. They're the one that manages it. Can I buy S&P 5? Cash App? Cash App Investments, right? Is it a brokerage? Yeah, I don't know if they have a brokerage. Please confirm if they have a brokerage, but it doesn't cost you anything. Winner Polo. You can simply open Fidelity. You can open Robinhood. I don't know because I don't have the Cash App, right? I don't have it. Okay, so then buy it from there. Just simply check. So far, you can check VOO. Just check VOO, IVV, SPO, whichever one. All of them, the fees are pretty minimal, 0.02. I think SPI has the highest 0.05 thereabout, and simply buy it. In the past 10 years, it's returned 14 to 15%. As a matter of fact, last year it returned 18%. That means $10,000 you would have gotten 1,800. When you put it in a Bank of America, you would have gotten on that your beautiful $10,000. You would have gotten an awesome whopping amount of $1. $1 is what you get. $1 versus 1,800. I mean, those banks are rogues. They are rogues. Like seriously, yeah. I sent money to Fidel, but I don't know how to buy it. You don't know how to buy it. Did you join the Smart Investing Workshop, the free investing workshop? If you did, then you should have learned how to. But it's simple. Just go there and go in there and do buy, or trade. Click on trade, then click on buy, and just put VO right there, or SP, or whichever one you want to buy. It will come up, and just put the amount. Change it to $sign, right? Because if you put it as one unit, you realize that you cannot buy. If you don't have 600 and something there, then you won't be able. But you want to buy fractional, just put it as $1. $1, put it there. $5, $100, whichever. Buy the units right there, right? But if you want more, you want to learn more or whatever, go on my page. You would see it on my bio. You will see next.me/Money Talk with Dr. Lina, and get the course right there. It's going to teach you the beginning to end, everything, all of the products that you're supposed to buy, everything. You will find it right there. Right there. So I sent money to Fidel. Okay, you don't know how to buy. You need to do it. So every single day that you're waiting, you're losing money, my friend. You're losing money. And we are not losing. We don't lose money here. Yeah. How do you know a company is under the S&P 500? Just simply Google user. Google top S&P 500 right now. Just Google it. Use another gadget, you would see, and you tell us the companies you find there, right? You have Nvidia, you have Google, you have Microsoft, you have all of the top companies you can think of right now. You would find them in the list of those top 500 companies that you assume, Exxon, all of those. But just go on Google. What are the companies under? It's public information. Yeah, they have VO. Yes, they do. Yeah, so that's it. Just buy it. Is VOA a good buy right now? Price is high right now. The thing that I do is that, and you guys should all go and get the Smart Investing the course, right? You would understand everything that I say, right? Everything. But I tell you this, I started buying VOO when it was 285 or even less. That's when I've been buying. Am I still buying? I am still buying. At 600 and something, I am still buying. At 1,000, I would still buy. There's something called dollar cost averaging, right? Because that right now S&P 500, what's it called? The S&P 500 is at all-time high. It's really high. If it goes down, you buy. That's why there is something called consistency, right? Dollar cost averaging. I'll show you, and let me just I'll show you where to go. I would recommend to everyone, you want to start investing, want to know everything. What are the we're just talking about one. This is one out of many, right? You want to know the top 10 that you can actually invest in, how to diversify everything. Get the course, a smart investing the smart investing, how you can turn your income into wealth, right? That's what it is. Turn your money